All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Flying with Mike. Not sure why my laptop is having such a hard time connecting over to the stream, but it'll catch up eventually. But anyway, we're sitting on the ground here in Tulsa with a new aircraft in the hangar, and we're looking forward to flying over to Memphis for FedEx Virtual. We have the Flight Factor 767 sitting on the ramp. This is going to basically be my first flight with the plane, your first look at it with Flying with Mike. It's been around for a little bit, I've been told, but we're going to do our best. It all looks just what I'm used to flying when I was flying this aircraft in FSX, so hopefully it really does pan out that way. I do need to get one more program running, and it's just about there. I'm working hard to try and figure out how to get rid of this ambient sound behind me. So bear with me, folks. I'm very green to this aircraft. Some of the sounds I really don't like on it, but we'll take it from here and see what we can do. So um, first thing out of the box here I want to show is this EFB. This is the part that's different from my FSX counterpart LDS in that it doesn't have this. And with the Airbus, it's a lot easier, or it appeared to be a lot easier to use. This one's a little more complicated. But like I said, this is not meant to be a review. It's not meant to be a cold and dark startup because we're not cold and dark. And it's also not meant to be any kind of a tutorial, although it probably will end up that way since I'm learning the plane just like you all are. So, any tips, anything that you all know about this plane, hey, let me know in the chat. Let me know so I can make sure we, one, have the plane set up correctly, and two, we're flying it like we should be. Because I'm going to be flying it pretty much like I did in LDS. So let's take a look. We're going to start here. I've got a checklist from X-Plane that's very similar to what I use for the Airbus, but it's patterned for the 767. And I will try to have it. Well, matter of fact, you know what? I don't have to try. I am going to put that in chat right now as soon as I find it again. Where are you hiding? There you are. So here is the checklist I'm using. So let me get that into chat. And hey, J Drums, welcome aboard. Shocked you're allowed to break away, but I'm glad you've joined us here. Let's see here. Where is my chat? There it is. All right. And let me... All right, so... Oh, never had that before. All right. I'm going to also put... And folks, this is intentionally set up the way I've done it. This is a 266-mile run. 50 minutes is what SimBrief calls it. We're going to probably end up at like an hour, I'm sure of it. But that's what we're looking at. Weather here isn't all that great, isn't all that bad here in Tulsa. So that kind of helps things out. It was raining earlier in Memphis. It doesn't appear to be now. But again, we may have some instrument like weather coming in there. So we'll enjoy it. So, but anyway, let's get back to this flight planner or this EFB. You've got these tabs across the top. Basically, this is the general tab. And all it is you have challenge levels. I ain't touching that right now. I'm too green to this airplane. We're going to go um, with it as is. Real limits, real time, saved configuration, and auto saving. None of that is making any sense to me right now, but I'm sure it will as we begin to like this plane. Um, it took a little bit to understand the Airbus, so I expect the same out of this one. Now, the next tab over, that's the one we start with. First thing up is when you click on it, you got ground or airplane. I click ground. You can put on what you want. Stairs, chocks, LSU. I'm not sure what that one is. I think it's the lift units, but that terminology I don't know. GPU is your ground unit, fuel truck. You can even put a waste unit. Now, with what I have here is the Flight Factor 300ER extended version. Now, there's a Pro version. That's the basic one, just passenger. Extended includes cargo, few other things avionic wise, but that's about it. And then I've added 2 livery packs to it. North American passenger and cargo. That's how I got FedEx. Okay, paid $10 to get FedEx, but hey. I also got a couple of other ones that I like flying too for other airlines. So, now I don't know what LSU is. Wow, because there's loader unit. I have no idea. Lower service unit, but then there's an ACU, which I was air something, I don't know. So this ended up being like an air unit, and this is a high pressure unit. So again, I don't know. But down here is where you actually load the plane. Number of pallets, you can set the cargo weight and by the pallets, and then optimize the CG. When you click load, it doesn't at a snap of a finger load your plane like the 320 does. It takes time. That's fine. However, it won't start loading until you go to airplane. Here you have some other things. I don't know if I'm going to like this auto gear lever. We'll see. Pick your engine, wing flex and all of that. Load cockpit, advanced effects, save config. But the big one is you can individually choose the doors you want open, or you can just open them all. Likewise, when it's time to close them up, you can do the same thing. Options, I haven't really dealt with them other than sim and that humming in the background. I have no idea what the heck that is. So I'm going to have to, yeah, that's really annoying. So, and then you have other options here. Failures we don't play with. In-flight charts. You can actually set your sim charts up to this, folks, or not. I'm not going to do it. And then you have checklists. Oh yeah, we're using the checklists. All right, so like I said, we're already in a powered up situation. We've got the battery switch on, the standby power in auto, uh, hydraulic. Well, listen, I don't think I checked the hydraulics, so let's head up there and check them. Oop, over too far. Okay, so it's saying hydraulics CR center electric pumps, they're off. Right and left demands. That's these guys down here. Oh, that's these guys down here. Again, I'm getting refamiliared at the same time here, folks. Center demand, that's that one. Needs to be in the norm. Oh, I'm sorry, I read one down too far. All of these are off. Basically, your hydraulics is off. Okay, landing gear lever. That's an important thing to check, folks. Make sure it is registering down, 3 green. Alternate flaps. Here, let's get in the middle. That might help. That's this guy. It's in the normal position. Electrical power is established. Back up top. And let's do it a different way. We'll just, okay, you're going to be like that. Okay. Well, the good thing is this is where the electrical panel is. So there's your battery switch, folks. There's your standby power. There's your external power. So electrical power established. Bus ties are in the auto, which are these 2 switches. Your APU generator is on. Can be on when the APU isn't off. Oop, says skip if external's on. We're not going to turn the APU on at this time. What the heck. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn that on. And let's see if it's even firing up. It does not appear to be. All right, we'll try it one more time. There it goes. Okay, says do not allow it to spring back. Okay. And it's spooling up. Okay, so let's go to the next page. There's the preliminary. Now this is where we're going to begin I just want to kind of, preparations for the CDU, otherwise known as the FMS Airbus guys McDo. All for the Boeing relate to the same pieces of equipment. Okay, APU is spooled up. Now we're going to go ahead and come off external power. I hope. And in the meantime, we'll get the APU going. Okay, folks, that was super loud. Hang on a second. Told you this is going to be a lot of things. See if there's something in the advanced sounds for that. Haha. Okay, we'll leave that at that level for now. Let me know if I need to bring that down some. Engines, interior and exterior will also work with when they fire up. Okay, wow, that was loud. Okay, so I've got the checklist over here on my other screen, so we'll just work from that. So we are on with the APU. Bleed left, external power off. Now we are going to do one other thing. While we're here, we might as well. We're going to go ahead and disconnect. And then we're going to go to the doors. And we just closed them all. And you know me, I have to go outside and look. Look at that, the cargo door was closing. Oh, wow, cool. That I did not, of course, I do all of this and you don't get to see it. That's the, And everything's closed. GPU's away. Chocks are in place. Good. That's what we want to see. Oh, that thing is still loud. Let me know if I need to turn that down, folks. I'll be trying to keep an eye on the checklist here. Okay, so what we're going to do is pull that up one more time. Now, I can make this auto perform and then I just check. I'm just going to go through it. So we're going to start the preliminary pre-flight. The IRS left, center, right. We're going to move to nav. Okay, so that seat is going to be in the way. All right, so we'll just do this. Question to all of you out there that are watching. There's a trick with PMDG and Zibo with the 737. Moving it to status allows us to see how long. I don't know if the same applies here. I don't see a time here. So just throwing that out. If you all know if that'll work, let me know. Okay, we're going to be waiting on the alignment now. So that'll be anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes. So what we can do, and we can be watching here because these will come alive. And also, when I first came into the cockpit, this is buried way up here and you got to pull it down. Kind of like that. See how I have to pull it down? So just be cognizant of that. I'm doing it to all of them now in case I need them. Okay, let's get back on the engine display. Okay, so we have the April 22nd through May 20th. By the way, today is NavGraph Day, or Nav Data Day. Update your FMCs. So make sure you do that if you're going to stay like I do, as close to accurate as possible. So we put in where we're at, KTUL, boink. Saw something flashing red here like I was doing something wrong. All right, now the alignment hasn't occurred, so we'll go off of this, but I want to first test it. Tulsa. 3611.96.95.55.92. Okay, we'll go with it. Just testing it to make sure. I like seeing that. Good deal. And we're going to the hub. MEM. Cut it out. All right. Let me get my one screen back up here that I'm going to need at the end of this. Okay, for this flight, there is actually a real-world FedEx flight, 1375. We'll go ahead and run with it. Even though, while we're on POSCON, we'll be using our 811. That's my call sign, FedEx 811, to fly this. Now, this is a big, tricky flight plan, folks. Bear with me here. It's really got a lot of fixes in it. And you're all probably going, you're full of crap because it's only 200 miles. You would be correct. Matter of fact, flight level they have us at, I don't even think the plane can make it and make a decent descent. So, all right, so M-A-Y-J-I, M-A-Y-J-I, that's direct. And then we're one more, here, like I told you folks, you're sweating bullets, I know. Oh, we're done. Man, that was tough. All right, so we'll activate, execute, next page, how about previous page? Let's see if it'll do a route copy. Oh, it did. Nice. Alright, so there you go, folks. Wow, that was rough putting in that flight plan, wasn't it? Believe me, folks, there are some in Europe that are 1.5 miles long. For that, well, matter of fact, there are 5,000-mile flights from Europe to Asia, and that's about how long it feels like you're putting into the FMC. So, but anyway, that's the kind we like. All right, so we are now ready to put in some runways. So we'll go to the departure page. Let's go to, I'm going to go to SIM-TOOLKIT here real quick. And let me see what we have. I thought maybe there was a departure we could use. But it's of course making me log in. It's been doing that quite a bit here lately, so bear with me. Y'all don't need to see that boring part. Okay, there it is. Got us locked in at Tulsa. Yeah, we're not on that flight anymore, so let's unload. Get rid of it. New flight, Tulsa. You know what? Let me do this. I'm doing a lot of stuff you're not seeing, so why not let you see it? Let's see, SIM-TOOLKIT. Okay, and oops, helps to slide it over. All right, there we go. And I'll put the overlay in for now. Oops. Oh, I'm batting 1,000 so far. Hang on a second. All right, yeah, we had some coughing. All right, so with SIM-TOOLKIT available, let me show you what I'm doing. I'm basically putting our flight in here. KTUL, select it. KMEM, select it. KSTL. Folks, this works in SIM-TOOLKIT, or if you have the, what is it, charts? Navgraph charts, I think's the program. Same thing, it's identical actually. And then you come down and create. And that's what it's going to do, just that part. Then you go to type in your route. I happen to have it ready to go here. Where, well, he says that there it is. And there's our routing. Save. Puts it across the top, and there you go. Oh, yeah, that's fine. And there we go, folks. Maje, and then there's our arrival. Okay, now we're planning 18 left. I don't think there are no, just Tulsa 8. Okay. So we'll come up here, we'll type in KTUL, and we're going to verify. There it shows you where we're parked at. Down here, right on the end of 36 right. We'll just be taxiing up Echo all the way up to there for our takeoff. And SID-wise, we have Tulsa 8. And I don't see our fix, so it looks like it's just working VORs. Oh, excuse me, folks, for yawning. All right, so we don't have to worry about that. Let me go back here and click that button real quick, and then we're going to go to KMEM. Get that all set up here at the same time. We're coming in on the barbecue. This is what it looks like, he says cautiously. We're going to be coming in off the Razorback. So that gives you again an idea. A little further back. There we go. There's the airport. We're going to be breaking away right at barbecue. I think that's where our break is. Might be here. But anyway, we're going to be heading out to come down. Okay, then we're going to come over here. Click 18 right. Get that down here. And then wish they had the parking spots for FedEx, but they don't. but we'll be parking somewhere up in here. And by the way, that will constitute our departure brief, because as you saw, there is not much to it. All right, so let's put it all, oh wait, into Memphis. Our approach will be, where's 18 right? I think it's Dawson. And what Dawson is, let me pull that up for you. Dawson is the farthest out. That's 23-mile final in. So that gives us plenty of time, slow the bird, learn as we come down. Okay, so put that over here. So, all right, so we got everything set up here on SIM-TOOLKIT. Let's go into the flight itself real quick so y'all catch up. Load sheet wise, we got 103,990. You know what? I'm calling it 104,000. I'm the captain. I'm allowed to. So we've got 104,000 pounds. 3 of us up in the front. The rest is paying cargo behind us. We'll be departing 299,590 pounds of zero fuel weight. We'll have 29,282 pounds in our fuel tanks. We'll be using a cruise performance of 215, and as we look to the other side of the page here, there's our air distance of 266, and then our average wind at the back, for the most part, 73 knots. Our reserve is going to be, I believe, 15. It is. And we'll end up with 6,603 pounds with 45 minutes of fuel, basically, if we have to divert to St. Louis on a mist. All right, so pretty much have covered it all. Our times, hour and a half. They call it in flight. Why another part of this thing calls it 50 minutes, I don't know. But anyway, folks, you get an idea. We're going to be enjoying this flight for a while, and then the rest of it. So anyway, that wraps up our pre-brief. So let's get in here. We're fully aligned. We're not going to be doing the Tulsa 8, but we are going to verify runways. 18 left. 18 right would be rough, 6,000 feet. That's why I wanted to verify and execute. So there you go, folks. All we got to worry about here is the runway. We don't care about the SID. We're just going to come off and basically be told turn or turn. So back to route. And it doesn't put the runway in. Okay, that's cool. I wish I knew what that was. Probably something outside the airplane. And again, let's take a look at our legs. Oh, we haven't done the arrival. Now, a lot of times I won't put the arrival in, folks, if you follow me. But in this case, with it this short, we're going to put the arrival in. Now, if you're on the departure page, when you click departure arrival, click index. Then click ARR. And we're coming in on the barbecue, Razorback, for 18 right to Dawson. See how they're all in select? When we hit execute, they become active. Back to route. Click legs. And let's come down here, and we're going to put this page. Oh boy. Stand by. Really hate when it does this. There it goes. Oh, gotta come up a little. Okay, so we're in plan. You gotta make sure you're in plan when you're doing this. Now, what I'm going to do is pull this out, set it about right there. Actually, I'm going to do one more thing. I should have put it on the center. Oh well, we're going to skip to my loo through this thing. Step. Okay. Our first disconnect. Oh, where did you go? I hate when these things won't play right. Okay, so you see we just closed it by clicking execute. Let's skip on down again. Step, step, step. All right. So here on our flight, okay, so what's going to happen on our arrival, folks? We're going to come down from Razorback. As you saw it, Marby, Igloo, Sauce, Barbecue, and then we're going to hit Jamla. I believe that's the order they came in yet, Jamla. Then it's Vectors to Dawson. Let's step and see. Yep. So what we can do here, let's put Dawson right here. Now, that way when we still get the Jamla, we'll be at 230 and 10,000. That's what the arrival is calling for. And we'll go to a track of 113. When we're ready to go direct Dawson, all we got to do is move it up, boom, we'll go direct. I know, clear as mud, right? Wait till you see it in action. So oh, I didn't finish up. Doc got it. Oh well, we'll just go down. Basically looking for them. Okay, so legs, 18 left, Maji, okay. All right, so there you go, folks. We know our routing is good. Oops. Okay, and I want to pull that out. Yeah, that's perfect. Do we have an execute that I got to do? Yes. Now, when you see what looks like a dash line in here, folks, in your routing, check your FMC. See, there's the EXE lights illuminated. Click it, it goes away. Okay, next up we'll go to the performance initialization. So we've got the route. First off, we got the IRSs aligning, all three of them, left, center, right. Then we went to the ident page, made sure the airnac's correct, aircraft engines, all of that's correct. Went to the position page, we entered the airport, we entered the fix, coordinates, longitude, latitude coordinates. Went to the next page, entered the arrival, departure, and route. Then we went and put our runway in. 18 left. Now we also did the SID or the star because we're only 266 miles away. So that way we can flow better on this one. If we were, let's just say hypothetically, Memphis to Boise or Memphis to Newark, or, you know, if we're more than like 300 or 400 miles where we're going to get up into cruise for a few minutes, then we won't necessarily, we'll put what dispatch has for our star, but we won't necessarily put the runway in because there's enough time that could change. So, all right. Oh, and by the way, if you're expecting a fast pre-flight here, don't, because this is also my first look at this plane. But we're where I'm used to with Boeings. All right, so we go to perf initialization. Now, what I'm used to doing is just clicking there, and thank you, it does it. So we're just going to verify. 29.1 for fuel. Coming back, closing. Load sheet, 29.1. Oh, APU's on. That's fine. 302 even. That is correct. Okay. Reserve 15. Okay. This is the part I hate, because SimBrief is saying 35,000, as we saw on the flight plan. Actually, they're calling 29,000. We'll go with that. I'm sorry, that was Professional Flight Planner that put us at 35. So let's go with 290. I don't think we're going to make it, but we'll give it our best shot. Now, cost index again, folks. How many of you remember? Should have wrote it down. Haha. Oh, wait, look, I did. All right, hang on a second. It is going to be 215. Folks, you're in the computer age. Open a notepad. Type it. I'm going to go ahead and put 2,000, as I always do for the step size. That, folks, can change. RVSM is one I might try here once I get a little bit more fluent with this plane and what it can and can't do. But 2,000 means when the aircraft gets with, will show you how long it will take to go from the altitude you're in cruise at to be able to climb to that level. Okay, now we don't have a N1, N2 page to set up, so we go straight to takeoff. All right, so takeoff. Let's go to the next page. Let's put the winds in. Let's get the up-to-date winds. Switching here to the chat room. And folks, you can do this at home too. Type in the asterisk METAR KTUL. Boom. And the winds here are 130 at 10. That's right here, folks. I don't know if my highlighting will do anything, but where my mouse is, if it's doing anything, that's where it's at. One thing to note, notice that overcast, folks, at 2,000. So technically we're marginal here. So 130 at 10. I am going to set the acceleration height at 1,500. And the outside air temperature. Hang on a second. I want to make sure that is right, because that says referenced. Hang on, let me go to the next page. I'm going to go ahead and put 15 in. Hallelujah. All right, now we're going to be doing a TO1. I hate this. All right, let me bring up ACARS here real quick. Oops. And it's not my ACARS. There we go. Flaps 5 TO. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here, let's do this. Thought so. Oh, got a wind change. 160 at 12. Whoa. Where'd that come from? Uh, 1553. 18Z. Hang on, let's try this again. Oops. Still calling for okay. All right, so what we're going to be working out here, folks. I'm going to go with it. Because they're calling an outside air temperature now of 19. There's a way to settle this. Okay, even the METAR at the airport's 160. Why it's not showing that here, I don't know. Okay, so we're going to thrust out of here at 41. Flaps 5. Okay, so I'm going to have to manually enter these. Okay, so 144, 149, 156. Okay. And where I'm getting this data from, folks, I have a program called TOPCAT. And it's basically I'm using their ACARS or takeoff setup. Either one will bring up this data. I keep it so I don't have to worry about TO1, TO2. I keep it to where it stays TO. And then it tells me the temperature and all that good stuff. I'll have 1,489 feet left over. So we're set here on the CDU, they're calling it. What we're going to do now is get here in the center. Actually, let me see where they do this. Okay, verify route. Oh, this guy usually does a really good job and then heads to the middle panel. APU. Oh, I see where he does all that at the before taxi. I do it in the as we're building it up. Okay, so I've got 156. We're going to set that for 10 over. Heading. Oh, that's right. That's the one thing it doesn't show. And show 180. Okay, cool. I like that. Ah, now that ding you just heard. Right before the stream, I sent out for our squawk code in POSCON. Bear with me. I'm going to go over and grab that real quick. 1122. Okay. All right, we'll get to that in a moment. So that just lets that second little tweedle you heard, lets the folks know I accepted and rogered them and that good stuff. Looking at the map real quick, we're the only ones. Okay. All right, so got 180 and we're going up to 29. Okay, so we have all of that set. All right, so let's stop what we're doing here. We're going to get right back into the checklists. Okay, so cockpit preparation, we're going to head up top. Left and right yaw dampers. Now remember, Boeing goes down. Airbus, they go up these panels. Boeing comes down, so boom, boom. There's our yaw dampers. C2, C1 hydraulic pumps. On. All switches auto. Okay. Going down this way. Aft. Forward. Bulk. On. By the way, your emergency lights are right here, folks. Oh, forgive me, folks, for coughing in your ears. Sorry about that. Good old allergy season. Okay. Coming down, we're going to be on engine start Now they call us to go to both. We'll just do as the checklist says for now. Switches should be in the off position. Left and right window heat. That's on the other panel. Let me see if there's anything else. Do we do anything with the fuel pumps yet? Huh. Oh, there they are. Well, they should be. Oops. Lucky our APU stayed on. Okay. Coming down. Anti-ice is off. Wipers are off. We have the light set for position and wing. Now, we're going to come down the next side. They want window heat. Lost myself. On. Left and right. Passenger signs. On. Okay. Cabin altitude control panel. Set landing altitude. Okay. Can get that. Try and sign in again next time around. Landing altitude, no, Memphis, you are 341, okay. All right. Okay, and equipment cooling. Okay, they say set auto 2, we're going to keep it at auto 1. Equipment cooling, auto. Cab chart dome lights as required. That are these. Trim air. Okay, we're coming back up. We want that on. First, we got to set our autos. And basically, I just set them at 12 o'clock. And then we'll also turn our recircs on. Cabin temperatures to auto. Oh, we already did it. Oh, and we need to get this one to auto too. Oh, now that really helped. Okay, just learned something. All right, folks, that takes care of the cockpit preparation. They would say start the APU now. We already have it running. We're on the gen, and the bleed air is on, as well as the isolation for it. Okay, so that brings us up to pushback. So we want to make sure all ground equipment's removed and all doors are closed. Easiest way to do that, look outside the plane. We're going to keep the chocks just a little longer. Okay, looking at the plane. By the way, if you're at this view and you're going, is the APU on or off? Besides looking for a heat plume, there's your vent. There's your intake right there. If that flaps up, good chance it's on. Ground equipment is all clear. Doors are closed. All right, so let's do 5. And Pax. That's funny. It tells you now to turn them off. Did I miss something? Huh. Never told us to take them off. So they will need to be turned off for engine start. So let's go ahead, call for our tow.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Not a pretty hard pushback here.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
All right, so the tow is on his way. So with that, we're going to get our ACARS going. KTUL, KMEM, 29, and I don't know if it's going to, oh, it did, good. Okay. All right, there we go. We are on with FedEx.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
We're on with FedEx Express Virtual, and we are actually showing up on the map. So that's what I'm always wanting to look for. And just kind of seeing who's been around. Alrighty, folks, if you do like what you're seeing, I would appreciate you click and follow. Again, folks, there's no rhyme or reason with this one. This is my first look at this page, or this aircraft, and well, it's quite unique. Okay, so pushback. Ground equipment, left and right pack needs to go off.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
In 1 second. Beacons on. Want to make sure I don't need any other hydraulic pumps on here. Tow, ACARS, parking brake. And here comes. Just looking at everything up here, I have to kind of figure out what's going on with these. Could be interesting. Okay, that's off. We have air. Tow vehicles in place. And we got to turn the parking brake off. All right. Here we go, folks.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
All right. So we're going to start 1, 2. We're going to move the start switches to ground. There they are building up. I'm going to kind of slide over this way. 20. We have a light off on the EGT. N2's rising. Fuel flow's rising. Pressures are up. Okay. Looks like we're firing up. One other thing I'm going to request, and I'm going to also, the guy that I first watched just to get a feel for what we're doing here. Uh-oh. Did I screw up? I think I did. Oh, I did. My apologies, folks. I left SIM-TOOLKIT up. I'll go through it real quick here because we've got to do the other engine here shortly. We're just about spooled.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, so the engine's stable. Oh, I feel silly. But I do that quite a bit, so it shouldn't surprise me. All right. But anyway, what I was getting at is if you know how to bind so I can get wing shots, right now I can't go past the cargo bay. And I can't step outside the plane and move down that way to set it up. So I don't know how I'm going to bind so I can get, if I have to get X camera, let me know. But I don't know what I need. Sure love to know. If y'all are out in the chat room, please let me know. But anyway, we've got engine number 1 fired up. So let's go through real quick. We had to turn the packs off. Ground equipment's clear.
And bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Okay, we're just going to wait and see, and then we'll crank up number 2. Where are you? There's our tug. Perfect, there's the pin. And what we can do from here to acknowledge. Oh, they make this so hard. Okay, now, so we turned the packs off. Ground equipment called the tug. He's pushed us back. We started ACARS. So now we're going to move number 2 to ground. And I'm using the mouse, folks. That's what that indicator is over it. Come back down. We're building up at 19. Going to turn her on. There she goes. You can kind of hear it in the background. I am going to go outside. Oh, and I forgot to take the chocks out. I'm glad it did it for us automatically. Looks pretty good, doesn't it, folks? Getting a kind of a quick glance at it. Oh, we're actually in the grass. Oh, well. Silly tow drivers. Okay, and we're still spooling up, folks. We're only at 20. We're building pressures up. We're looking good. Okay, and then we've repeated. So we're just waiting for them to fully spool up. We'll also know because we'll be on auto. And this thing is not on LDS, or at least the ones I fly. I don't know what that's for, so I'll need to read up on that. Oh, wasn't that nice? Okay, so parking brake, let's just get over here, is set. Tow vehicle has been sent away. I love how it says that. That's pretty good. Okay, left and right hydraulics on. Okay. Anti-ice, I don't think we're going to run with any. Now we can put our packs to auto. APU bleed can go off. But our engine bleeds can go on. Oh wow, did I miss that somewhere? Must have. That may be something they're missing too, because I don't see it right out at me. Okay, so the bleeds are on. Oh, there they. It's actually right here after engine start. Okay, APU bleed off. APU itself can be switched off. And then the generator off. I really don't like when it does that, folks. That's why. What happened? Is it going to do it again? I have to do maintenance because I clicked those disconnects. Gens aren't on. Well, folks, this may be as far as we get. If I've clicked these, I think I'm in trouble. I think I am. Okay, what I can do is I can shut down, let the mechanic come out here and fix it as soon as we get the APU up and running. Okay, the APU is back in control. Gen's off. Well, let me try something. Okay. Okay, we're going to get it set to where all we got to do is crank it back up. Give it a shot here. If not, let's give it a try. Hang on, I think I just did it again. So let's do maintenance. Okay. See if that worked. Oh, that's a good sign, folks. That's a good sign, I think. Gen's on. All right. Guess what? We got to get rid of first. while that one spools. Okay, oil pressure's coming up. At the red line, we give her some fuel. Boom. There comes our oil pressure up. And no. Ah, you bugger. Everything else, no, is kind of in there. Hang on. Okay. Okay, so folks, we got to re-put in our flight plan real quick. Yeah, it's that guy behind the wheel, that loose nut. It's always causing troubles. And again, thankfully, next time I will write it down. RC. Okay. Just putting it in real quick, folks. We're coming in 18 right to the barbecue, RZ, Dawson. Okay, hang on a second. $150 at 11. Different this time around. Okay, we're just getting things put in here. It's 19 degrees, 1500 still. And CG. 41. Still going with 41. And we're looking at 144, 149, 156. Showing trim 4.4. Okay. And we're still set good here. All right, so let's get that trim wheel set. Actually, that might be easier from here. Okay, All right. Okay, folks, we're right back where we were. Pretty quick, I know. All right, so let's double check both our gens are on. All right, so back to it. We got parking brake set, left and right hydraulics on. Everything's on auto. Anti-ice we don't need, bleeds are on. Try this again. APU bleeds off, left and right packs on. APU off. And the APU gen off. Nice. All right, folks, we got the after start going. Okay, so before takeoff, or before taxi, auto brakes, reject takeoff, taxi lights on, all altimeters are set. Let me just re-verify what they're set to. 2984. Only because of all the different changes in winds. I want to make sure we got them on the latest. Flight directors on. Okay. To auto. Okay. Let me make sure that one's not on auto. Now it is. Oh, it's not going to auto. Okay. Left and right FDs are on. MCP is set. Stave trim set. Flaps. Two 5. EFIS control set DH 200. Okay. See, I may have to set something here for this, so bear with me. There we go. Okay, so they're at 200. Set range to 20, and we're at 20 and 20. We're in map mode. Parking brakes off, weather radar mode. Okay. All right, so flight control check. To do that, we click there, and flaps are showing 5 and 5. Okay, we're going to be watching this gauge here. Everything's set on the hydraulics. Okay. Sorry, folks. Okay. And I am going to do something here real quick, if you'll just forgive me for a second. We're going to calibrate, because something's not looking right. Okay. And we'll have to reset the trim. Okay, well, doesn't seem to have helped. Let me check our trim real quick. Actually, I think it's still good. Okay, all right, trim looks good. Go back to engine. Flight controls, check, parking, brake off. Here we go. All right, folks, so we're going to get up here. Oh, I found out that doesn't work that easy. Okay. All right, here we go, folks. And we'll see how well she stops. All right, something with the brakes we got to work with, it looks like. Boy, they got a nice tight area down here. Don't think I like the engine noises. Okay, folks, I just realized I had my mic back, muted, so wow. Anyway, we've taken off. We've done a lot of things as you've been watching. I do apologize for that couple of big gaffes here on this stream. Um, Basically, I've set the outside volume. Let's see if that's any better. I don't know. Does it sound quieter to you all? Because it sure doesn't to me. Hang on. Let's see here. Let's try that setting. You know, technically, that's probably how the engines would sound. Now, you would have air noise and all of that. We'll bump it up just a tad. I think we're set now to where I'm more comfortable with it. Wish there was a way to just save right here. Alright, I don't like this lighting either. Let's take a look at that. I'm not seeing anything that sticks out, so we're not going to worry about it too much yet. What we are going to begin worrying about is where the aircraft is. All right, so we're coming up on Razorback, top of climb. Like I said, folks, once we get in the air, this thing will start clicking along. Okay, we're getting ready to pass through 28. All right, we're coming up on it right now. Let's get up here and get this nose down because she definitely does not like 29. Okay. There's part of our problem. Speed brakes somehow got pulled out. Okay, real quick, folks, the weather going into Memphis is as follows. If I could spell today. So as you can see there, we're looking at broken layer at 7,000. The winds are still favoring one of the 1/8s. Little gusty, but at least we're on a dry runway now, so we can at least pull up our landing data for that aspect, which is what I'm doing right now. So we're good that way. Here we go with okay, here's what we're gonna have, folks. VREF's gonna be 142, our approach at 147. We're gonna have 9,300 feet or 9,320 feet of runway. We need 5,400 to get stopped. We're going to be utilizing hang on a second. I hate this that it won't give us, well, it should. What the heck? Hang on a second. Let me try a different setup here. Okay, 18 right, dry, 30. Landing manual. Won't tell me what brake setting to go for. Well, I know another way. Alright, but so 142, 147, we're going to end up with 3,200 feet of runway at the end of this. Alright, so let's set our descent to 10,000. Okay, now if we were going to another country and they have a different transition level, what you do is you click descent, forecast, boom. Okay, and we are now on our descent. And basically we're going down to 10,000 per the SID into Jamla. Okay, let's come over here, get our initialization. We'll go with that. And while we're here, it won't. Will not hurt us. Okay. Oh. That is so weird. It won't let me set the 90. Let me look down here, see if there's something we can do about that. No, not really. Okay, so we're coming up on Igloo. We have 290 at sauce. So we'll be watching to make sure. Let's see if that's programmed in. It is. So it should, quote, quote, should go to it. Now, why can't I get 190.90? Interesting. Well, we're not going to get the ILS, that's for doggone sure. We're set up for the ILS. Just making sure there wasn't like a NAVRAD page, and they didn't have that on this plane, so. Well, we'll give it our best as always, folks, and if we have to bring her in, manually, we shall. Man, that's weird. That's really weird. What I'll do is just set it up auto and just see what happens. Okay, sauce is coming up. We need to be below 26,000, and we are. And then we'll be slowing to 290, 280 at barbecue, and 230 at Jamla as we continue on to Dawson. Is probably above 4,000. And I think the FMC is programming 6 onto Dawson. Something like that, yeah, so we'll be fine. What may not be fine is we may not be on an ILS, which is fine. We'll make things work. But folks, any of you out there that are familiar with this plane, CZ, hi, how are you, man? Welcome aboard. We're coming into Memphis with the first flight of the Flight Factor 767. If you're familiar with it and know why I can't set 109.9 up here on my navs, I sure would love to know. But welcome aboard. Tried to. Go ahead and put her into 5. We're at 6,000. Okay, and we're going to break out at 3,000. Okay. Okay, checklist time. Seatbelts. Definitely need those on. Okay, anti-ice, runway lights, nose, VNAV off. Okay, let's see here. The good thing is we're breaking out, we're descending. I sure as heck don't know if we're on the ILS or not. Okay, we're going to slow to 160 now. And okay, I've got runways in sight. Okay. And yes, folks, it's my plane. Okay, not sure how to arm the speed brake yet as well. All right, flaps are okay, so we're landing, throttles idle. Okay, so MCP is set. Okay, let's get a missed approach in. We're not going auto land. Okay. Okay, stabilized. Missed approach altitude set.
Terrain.
Gear down, 3 green.
Minimums.
Landing.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Idle reverse. Reversers off. All right, folks, we recorded a 316 foot a minute landing. We'll be exiting right here. Not bad for our first landing, non-ILS. And of course we didn't use any of the radios, so that's on me. Sorry, folks. These new brake settings seem to be really helping. Okay, so, well, folks, there's your landing. Let's do our taxi after landing. Flight director's off. let's see. Auto throttle, auto brakes, speed brakes are not down. There they go. Okay, APU, we're gonna crank that up. All right, now let's see if we can't get a good crank on that. All right, well, aside from not being able to set our VOR to 109.9, really wasn't all that bad. All right, bear with me, folks. I'm also trying to get things set here. Okay, we're running, so let's get that gen on. Okay, so the APU now has the bus. Taxi, ooh, yeah, let's get our lights off. Strobes off. Okay. Flaps need to come up. Transponder. Okay. But there you go, folks. Welcome to Memphis. We got a long taxi up here to the FedEx lot, but we've got all of our checks through the after landing setup. We just got to do the shutdown, and then, well, that'll be the first flight in the books, folks, for the Flight Factor aircraft. Hang on a second. There we go. All right, I've got a request to maybe fly tonight. We'll see. Usually don't, but he said, please say possibly, so I said possibly. All right, so we're coming into the main building area here. Boy. And I probably will not stream that tonight, so. Okay, we are rounding the corner here, heading into the home stretch. Let's get out here and take a little bit of a look around. Welcome to the FedEx lot, folks. Yeah, a lot of empty spots. But boy, does it fill up. All right. That's my normal spot that I usually take right there, folks. Gonna be daring and go in a little closer to the building. And it's usually because I'm flying a 747. Get me in close to the building, you're not going to be able to do much with any of the nose loading. I think we're going to take this first one up here that's a little shorter. See if I fit in. Okay, let's turn off the lights. I think that was the one I wanted to turn on. That's okay, we'll take this one. Looks like we're gonna fit nicely in here, folks. Parking brakes are set. Let's shut her down. Let's make sure everything's running up top here. Gen's on. Switch on the bleed. And of course, make sure we're all powered up. Okay. All right, so selectors off. That's up here. Oh, can't get them from that angle. Okay, fuel's cut. Engine's dialing back. Okay, up to the top. Fuel pumps off. Okay, and let's get all the ground equipment hooked up. See, GPU, get the fuel truck. All right, so everything's open. Okay. Go back. Ah, missed my. Okay, so final lights off. Set plane to unload. Okay, and we are unloading. Okay, so while that's going on, and off, cargo heat, we can turn that off. Uh, Window heat we'll leave on. Folks, we're done. The rest of this is just getting it back to cold and dark. All right, well, that is, folks, going to be, as they say, a wrap. We do thank you for flying with Mike. Just trying to get y'all a better view of it for the moment. We're not going to do the landings only because this was pretty standard stuff. But oh, I can never find it when I want it. There it is. Okay, is Incheon. This is tomorrow. 1:45. It's an hour and 45-minute run. We're gonna do it in the 7.4, but we're gonna change gears and hit the 7.6 again. Repetition helps learn the plane. Then next Monday we'll hit Innsbruck to Orly in France, back in the A320. So there you go. Gives you an idea what's coming up. Hope y'all enjoyed the stream. We really appreciate it. If you liked it, please click follow so we can try and get closer to that goal of being an affiliate. And then I'll learn what that means so that way we can better serve you. Also, by clicking follow, the next time we go live, you'll get a email notification if you have notifications turned on of where we're going. So, folks, y'all have a great weekend. Hope you enjoy. Hope you're there tomorrow when we crank up. I don't know yet what time, but we'll be cranking up sometime tomorrow. So, but for now, from Memphis, Tennessee, flying with Mike says, God bless, and y'all have a great day.